So what is the situation with Miss Jones claiming that Pun put her in his publishing?
I don't know why she said that, man. I mean, I had her lined up to get sued and all sorts of shit, and a few other people. You know, I just it was kind of frustrating. It actually made me go back into the paperwork and look at all the copyrights and publishing. It made me look to see if her name was on anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, wait a minute, like what is she? But you know, I don't know why she said that. You know what I'm saying? But she should be embarrassed on why she said that. You know what I'm
Does this
saying?
seem
Like,
more like a clout move to like kind of like spin this narrative of like I was in love with him?
hey
Or
man, I mean, like I said, you know, Nori's a nice guy. Always treated me nice. You know what I'm saying? And when she said that, he might not have known. He might have thought it was true. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he might be like, oh shit. Like, you know, he might have thought it was true at the time. But, you know, later on, you know, he knows now that's not true. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I don't know why she did that, man. It was real puzzling. But I had them all lined up.
but you didn't want to pursue it because you actually like Nori. Basically, you would have had to involve him somehow.
Yeah, man. Like I said, he always treated me well. Never had a problem with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I hung out with him a couple of times in Miami and stuff like that. You know, like I said, always treated me nice. You know, good. I mean, I hung out with him a couple of times in New York. You know, go to the bar, talk some shit. You know, his man's cool. Randy Actor, never had a problem with Randy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it was just. I mean, it was kind of up to me. Like, if I said, you know, because Liza and them, you know, and the lawyer popped up, you know, like, hey, like this, all this, you know, I was just like. And they were kind of mad at me over it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was just like, you know, yeah, I just softened the blow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you know, I just didn't want to be involved. I thought, like I said, I thought Nori was cool. I didn't want to damage anything that he had going on in life. You know, I mean, like I said, I didn't, you know, he probably didn't even know what she was saying. And, you know, he might have thought that she was lying and shit like that. Or, I mean, he might have thought that she was telling the truth. I just didn't want to, you know, my man Frenchie's real cool with him. And it's like, you know, I'm not supposed to pick sides and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And I actually, I'm guilty for choosing sides. I guess, I don't know. I just didn't want to, you know, and at the same time, what it was is that we were talking to Joe about trying to do this movie thing. And just doing that.
Yeah. Before we get into that, but because I know like Cuban never saw that clip of Miss Jones before, and I showed it to him during an interview, and he got real emotional about thinking about the kids being in the shelter and Liza and everything. And Nori was kind of just there laughing and egging it on when Miss Jones is telling this story about how Pun was like into her and everything and put her into this publishing. And it's like, it's a bad situation.
Man, roll the clip.
My fucking brother's love was just a regular game. It was never what he like what he wanted from me. That bothers me because that's the form of using somebody, and then you got the nerve. At least you said the truth, but you're thinking that you're gonna exonerate you from how really deep it was when it was inside that, you know, how his kids and wife feel. You have no respect for that, and you're a mother, and you know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, what fucking kind of respect or love you have for Bud? Because he must have told you how much he loved his kids. But you saying that his problem checks are going to your kids, and they wasn't getting that. And then worse, Joe was the media. That's when the time that Lazar was fighting with Joe the gay. Joe knows this if that's true. So, you know what I'm saying? That's how savage the people that are around us and we show love to her.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what Nori was thinking at that time. You know what I'm saying? He might have believed everything she said. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Nori laughs at a lot of shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they're sitting there drinking and smoking and shit like that. Right. You know, a lot of shit is funny. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I really don't blame him at all. I blame Miss Jones. You know what I'm saying? For coming up with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I said, you know, there was other dealings that we were trying to do business-wise, and that just would have made the situation worse. Right. And I'm pretty sure that was 90% of the main reason why I didn't want to push it that way.
But there was a situation with Dog in the Yard podcast too, right? Because he had went on there and he had said like, "Oh, I seen the contract, Pun's contract, and it looked like a regular contract or something."
Well, maybe in his eyes, but we decipher things differently. You know what I'm saying? And well, I mean, well, put it this way, reading the contract doesn't. Your contract can say whatever. It's what happens on the back end when the money gets taken. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it could read regular. You can have a great lawyer and have a great contract. That doesn't mean you're getting paid properly when the money comes in. You know what I'm saying? So you could read a contract like, oh, it looked fair to me. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when the money comes in is when the dirt happens. You know what I'm saying?
So like you said that you were cool with Nori, you guys hung out before and everything, but kind of after you won the lawsuit, that situation kind of changed things. Like you guys weren't as cool anymore, or?
No, I hung out with him after the lawsuit. I hung out with him after the lawsuit.
Oh, because I saw in previous interviews you had said that it kind of made the situation a little weird.
Oh, probably now that it's more amplified than before.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I saw that you said that like you received like a phone call after like the Doggy Diamonds.
Well, I mean, after I did the Doggy Diamonds interview, I got a Miami number, and when I picked up, it hung up. I mean, that could have been Nori wanting to scream on me. That could have been Joe getting my number from somebody. I don't know who that was. You know what I'm saying? But I did get a Miami call, and I'm talking about probably 30 seconds to a minute after I got off the podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
So have you had people stay away from you because of this situation? I know that you've said that like you've had Joe's friends like work with you, but they don't want to like publicly announce it.
I mean, it's not like they got a choice, but they know my skill set. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's not like we sit there and talk about them or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just about getting the work done. And, I mean, I talked to you about it. I talked to some other podcasts about it only because I wouldn't even have said nothing if he didn't go on Drink Champs and kind of rearrange the stories saying that he gave it on his own free will. That type of stuff affects my business. You know what I'm saying? Because people will call me saying that I lied about. Yeah, I ain't got nothing to lie about, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got nothing to lie about. So, yeah. So, I mean, that's the situation at hand. I mean, I gotta protect my business. You know what I'm saying? And, yeah, I mean, there was no lies involved. I mean, like I said, he said whatever he said on Drink Champs was highly inaccurate. I mean, I don't even like repeating what I'm saying now, but like I said, I got to protect the business. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is what it is. I wish him well at the end of the day. He's still a legend regardless. You know what I'm saying? I mean, got a great ear for sound and music and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? To be his age, to still know how to make, good records and shit like that. I mean, he's kind of one of the chosen few to be able to do that, honestly.